Hello everybody, how's it going? My name is Matt Zed and I'm going to be taking you through the athletic mobility class today. We're going to wait for a couple minutes just to make sure everybody tags in. Hello everybody, thanks for coming. We'll get started in just a few minutes. Excellent. So as we're waiting, I'll give myself an introduction. So my name is Matt Zed, and I am from Toronto, Ontario. I'm a personal trainer in downtown Toronto, and I've been a trainer for about 7 years now. My focus is on strength development, weight loss, and mobility, hence why the class today is going to be focusing purely on athletic mobility. We're going to be focusing on the shoulders, the neck, the hips, spine, and everything else in between. So the purpose of today is to make sure everything gets nice and loose in about 30 minutes. As we go through the exercises, however, I will be giving you different examples to make an exercise easier or harder depending on your physical fitness capabilities. So if the exercise is too hard, pay attention. I'll show you a version to make it easier and vice versa. We'll wait for a couple more seconds just to get everybody to tag on in. While we're waiting, I'd like to thank the sponsors. So we have Rad Roller. So they have provided a all-in mobility kit that will be provided in a contest through Fitness Magazine Canada. How this works is it's only 3 steps. All you need to do is follow Impact Magazine Canada on Instagram, follow Rad Roller Team on Instagram, and tag your friends in the Sweat Across Canada posts. The more you post, the more that you tag your friends in, the higher likelihood it is for you to win the prize. So again, thank you very much for the sponsors. So we're about to get started. So I'm going to position my camera better. Again, all you need is just your own body weight and maybe a yoga mat, and then we're going to get started. Okay, so we're going to get started with the first movement. We're going to start from the standing position. This is called a mobility walkout. So how this works is you're going to have your feet about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider depending on how tall you are. Then all you're going to do is bend over, reach for the floor, and touch the ground. So you feel a huge stretch in the hamstring here. From this position, you're going to walk yourself out under control into the push-up position. And then you're going to drop your thighs on the ground and arch your chest up to the ceiling. So you'll notice that when I do this, my thighs are completely on the floor, but my arm is also completely extended on the ground. From here, I bring myself back to the push-up position, and then I walk myself all the way up to the standing position from where I started. And we're just going to roll through this position at your own pace for about 30 seconds. So as you're doing this, just try to get a chance to feel out how your body is moving. You might have some areas that are a little bit stiffer than others, and that's totally normal. You might not be able to reach the floor completely. Now, if you can't, that's fine. Just try to keep the legs as straight as you can. Try not to bend them, especially as you stand up. If you keep the legs straight, then you'll feel a big stretch in the back of the thigh and the hamstrings. Now, I know it sounds obvious, but don't forget to breathe as well. So breathe all the way in and all the way out. Touch the floor, walk, walk, walk. Now, throughout the entire class, I'm trying to keep my movement as robotic and deliberate as I can. Deep breath in. Let's do one more. Deep breath out. Touch the floor. Feel that stretch in the hamstring. Walk yourself deliberately to the push-up position. That's warming up the shoulders. Keep the core flexed. Then drop the thighs onto the floor. Arch that chest up. Back to the push-up position. Push the heels to the floor. Keep the knees as straight as you can, and then walk yourself all the way up to the standing position. Very good job. Next, we're now going to drop on the floor. Just shake out the shoulders a little bit, and we're going to be in the push-up position. So in the push-up position, like so, what we're going to do is bring one foot forward, And you want that foot to be as close as you can get to the support hand. So in this case, this is my left hand. Now, if you're stiff, you might not be able to get this foot all the way forward. It might just be tucked in here. Now that's fine. Do as best you can to get that foot as far forward as possible. Now, the back leg, you'll notice, is off the floor. If you don't have the strength, you can drop that leg on the ground. So whether you are on the ground like this or parallel, that's fine. From this position, the arm that's closest to the front hand, so in this case, my left side is going to rotate up. And I'm going to exhale and try to stack my shoulders on top of each other. From there, I bring the hand down, keep the core tight. I'm going to switch legs and do the exact same thing on the other side. And I'm just alternating side to side to side. So you should feel a big stretch in the hip of the back leg. You should also feel a little bit of stretch in the inner thigh and the glutes of the front leg. Now notice that when I rotate, I am trying to get my shoulders stacked on top of each other, and I do not let my elbow bend. So I keep the core tight, I keep the triceps flexed, and I just go back and forth from one side to the other. Exactly, just like that. Let's keep that going. Keep that core tight. Deep breath in and deep breath out. 10 more seconds. Big twist, big twist, big twist. And back down. All the way up. Right back down. And let's drop on the floor and shake that out. Catch your breath. Very good job. Now we're going to go back to the push-up position, and we're going to focus on stretching our calves and our hamstrings. So from here, what we're going to do is be in the push-up position like I said. This time we're going to have our feet a little bit farther apart. So I have a nice wide base of support with my toes. From here, I'm going to push my bum up to the ceiling and try to push my heels to the floor while keeping my legs straight. From here, one hand comes across the body and I try to touch the toe on the opposite leg like this. So you should feel a gigantic stretch in the hamstring and a work around the shoulder girdle. From here, I go back to the push-up position. Abs are tight. And then I just alternate from side to side, just like this. Touch, parallel, bum is high, leg is straight, touch, and parallel. So for those of you that are good to go with this, keep going. For those that are a little bit stiff or don't have the upper body strength to do so, you can bend the knees slightly and just touch the thigh. And then when you go back to the push-up position, you can drop, rest, catch your breath, and then restart. So you're either keeping it in the push-up position, reaching for the toes, or you drop on the knees in between, prop yourself up, and then just touch your thigh. Let's keep this going for 10 seconds. This will get the heart rate quite high, and the arms are going to be pretty fatigued, but that's okay. You keep that core tight, and I know it sounds obvious, but don't forget to breathe. Very good, very good, very good. Keep that going. All the way out. Back, touch. Let's do just a few more. Keep that core tight, keep that core tight. Back down. Touch. Back down. One more. Touch. Abs tight. Drop. And shake that out. Very well done. Okay. We're still going to be in the push-up position. Now we're going to focus on the glutes and the hip. So how this is going to work is from the push-up position, one leg is going to come completely underneath the chest like this. So in a perfect world, your your shin should be parallel with your chest. Now most people don't have this flexibility. So when you try this, this heel will probably be tucked in a little bit more. There's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure you're under control and then use your arms for stability as needed. From this position, you'll notice that my leg is still as straight behind me as I can get it. So I feel a big stretch in the hip of the back leg, and I feel a big stretch in the glute of the other leg. Now from here, I'm going to keep my chest nice and tall. If you're stiff, this is more than enough, so just hang on out. For those of you that have a little bit more flexibility, I want you to turn your chest over to your front knee, and then I want you to bow your stomach down to your knee like this. Now, if you're stiff, you might only get a couple inches of movement, and again, nothing wrong with that. Just go as far down to the ground as you can. Now from here, I'm going to glide my chest over to my foot, like so. From there, I bring myself up again, and then I reset, bringing it back to the front knee, drop, and slide. Up, over, bow down, feel the stretch in the glutes, and then when you shift over to the other side, feel the transition from the glute to the inner thigh. Most people are going to be more stiff when they're facing the foot, so you might have to ease off the height a little bit, nothing wrong with that. And then come right back up. We're going to keep doing this for another 20 seconds. Nice deep breathing. I'm going to switch angles just so you can see better. Place my foot in the right position, chest down, and glide over. Now again, if you're stiff, you might just be able to do little circles like this. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Keep that going. Last 5 seconds. Roll, 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 roll. Right back up. And under control, slowly bring yourself back to that push-up position. And then now we're going to switch legs. So we scoop that leg underneath the chest. Back leg is resting on the floor. For those of you that are stiff, this is more than enough. So just hang out there. From here, I'm going to turn my chest to my knee. I'm going to feel that stretch in the front leg glute. And then I'm going to bow my stomach down to the knee as low as I can comfortably. And then shift all the way over to my foot and feel the stretch transition from my glutes to my inner thigh. From there, I come right back up, nice tall posture, and then right back over again. And I'm just going like so. Now, for those of you that are just joining in, welcome. You can hop right into this position. Haven't missed much, so glad for you all to be here. We're just stretching out the glutes. Now, it's easy to be very passive with this movement, so try to be as robotic as you can. Bow that chest down, glide all the way over, bring yourself right back up. Over to the knee, bow, glide, right over, and back up. Very good stuff. Let's do that for 5 more seconds. Bow, glide, 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 and right back up. Now slowly peel your leg out of that position. Drop on your heels, rest, and shake that out. Very well done. We're now going to stay with the lower body. We're going to focus on the inner thigh. So for this one, I'm just going to bring the camera a little bit closer, just so you can see better. Now from here, we're going to be on an all-4 position like this. Now, one leg is going to kick out to the side, kind of like a karate kick. And my hands are nice and evenly distributed on the floor. Now what you're trying to produce is that you want the knee of the bent leg in a straight line to the heel of the extended leg. So my foot's not too far forward and not too far back. It's nice and evenly distributed like this. Now from here, I'm going to push my hips back towards my rear heel, drop on my forearms and feel a big stretch in the inner thigh and the hamstring. From there, I'm going to rock myself forward and lock out my hips just like that. And I'm just going back and forth, just like this. Nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out. So this is pretty stiff for a lot of people, so take your time with it. Allow the muscle to loosen up and then take advantage of that newfound mobility and increase that range of motion each rep. Now, for those of you that want more of a challenge, what I want you to do is when you're sitting back here, the arm that's on the same side as the extended leg, so in this case my left arm, is going to open up like a book, and I'm going to stretch out my torso, chest, and mid-back. Perfect. Now from there, drop back down and walk yourself forward. Back, feel that stretch. Open, down, and forward. I don't really care how big the range of motion is, as long as it's under control. So if you're super stiff and you can only move a little bit, that's fine. If you have positive control the whole time, then I'm happy. Let's go for 5 more seconds, and then we're going to switch sides. Back, feel that stretch. Big twist. Back down and forward. Now slowly bring this leg in, and then now we're going to switch sides. I'm going to change angles so you can see better. One leg kicks out to the side, just like so. I do my little double check. My knee is in line with my heel. Then from there I drop down, sit as far back as I can onto my forearms. Feel that stretch in the inner thigh. And then the hand that's closest to the extended leg, that's going to open up like a book. Perfect. Just like that. Once that's done, walk yourself forward, press those hips down. So when you sit back, you'll feel it more in the hamstring. And then when you go forward, you're going to feel it more in the front of the hip. Now when I do this, I don't let my hips collapse. I keep it nice and taut. Again, I want to be as robotic as I can. Big twist and forward. Keep that going. Big rotation. Let's go for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last rep. Get right back there. Feel that stretch. Open up. Exhale. Right back in. And then now slowly bring yourself out of that stretch. Sit on your heels and shake that out. Okay, we're going to progress to the upper body. Very good job, everyone. So we're going to stay on our heels like this. So we're already going to feel a big stretch in the quads just from this position. Now one hand is going to come behind the back, and I place it just on the flat of my back here, which will keep this shoulder tucked back. The hand that's free, you're going to make a fist, have it forward, keep the core tight, and then just like a back pedal when you're swimming, do a big circle backwards, and then bring it right back to the side of the hip and forward again. And you're just doing this again and again and again. So a couple tips here. So you'll notice that as I open up, I do not rotate through my torso. I keep my torso as straight as I can. So all the movement, all the mobility is being absorbed through the shoulder. You'll also notice that my tricep stays extended the whole time. So my elbow never bends as I go back. I keep it nice and straight the entire time. A little harder than it looks, and if you feel a little bit of clicks in the shoulder, that's totally normal. As you move, it'll loosen up and get more free. And let's switch sides. Other hand now is behind the back. Check the posture, nice dinner table posture. Arm is forward, make a fist, tricep is extended, and do a gigantic circle backwards and around and forward. So you'll probably notice that there's going to be one side that's a little bit more stiff than the other. Now that is very common. It's very hard to get the body completely symmetrical in terms of mobility and muscle development. Everyone's going to have a side that they focus on more, whether they carry their bag or their purse on one side, or whether they tend to use one foot or one leg more than the other. So you're always going to have that instability, right? Now the goal, though, however, is to get that instability as uniform as you can get it. So the closer to symmetry that you can get, the less imbalances you're going to have in your body, and the healthier you can move so you don't have any injuries during your workout. Let's do one more big circle all the way around. And time. Perfect. Big stretch in the quads and the shoulders. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to sit on the floor. Let me just change the angle here for a second. So, we're going to sit on the floor. We're going to have our heels and our feet together like this. Now with your free hands, grab the ankles, pull them in nice and tight. You're going to feel a big stretch in the inner thigh here. Just be aware as to where the knees are relative to your torso. So you want the knees to be pushed down to the floor as best you can and have a nice proper dinner table posture. Now with one free hand, you're going to grab both toes, keep them in place. That's going to keep your lower half of your body in position the whole time. Now from here, the free hand is going to do a big, gigantic back pedal, and then you're going to rotate all the way to the side, and then all the way back. All the way to the side, and then all the way back. Big rotation. Feel that stretch in the chest, and then all the way forward, like so. Now don't forget about the knees. The knees are going to want to flare up like this as you go up. So push the heels down, feel that stretch, and then come right forward. Now let's switch sides. So the other hand is going to go forward, all the way up and around, drop, and then all the way forward, like so. All the way up and around, forward, and then like so. Do keep in mind that when I do rotate, I try to pivot from the hip through the spine to the top of my head, so I'm turning like a top, as opposed to leaning over to one side. Let's do one more big circle all the way around. Keep that core tight. Twist, 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 twist. And back in like this. Excellent. Okay, let's shake that out. Now we're going to switch over and sit on our bum. So from this position, we're just going to get nice and comfy. Have the feet about shoulder width apart. Have the hands behind you. If you want more of a stretch, turn the fingers away from you. If you want less of a stretch, have the fingers facing out to the side. So I'll let you determine how much of a stretch you want. This is kind of your gas pedal. From here, puff the chest up nice and tall. Lock the torso in place, and you're just going to rotate your hips to the floor to one side, and then rotate the hips and legs to the other side. And you're just going back and forth like a window wiper. So we're just mobilizing the hip joint and a little bit of a stretch in your chest and shoulders. So if you're finding that you're doing this and then your knees are falling on top of each other, then just open up the width just a little bit bigger, just so you have room to get from side to side. Now don't worry if you can't get all the way to the floor, that's fine. Just go as far as you can, bring it back up, and then switch. 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, nice tight core, 2, and 1. Okay, let's shake that out. Catch your breath. We're going to go back to that position again, and we're going to work on our bridge. So this is going to work our glutes, hamstrings, chest, core, and open up the shoulder area as well. So from here, there's a couple versions we can do. Version 1, you're just going to lift your hips off the floor, absorb the weight through your palms and feet, hang there for a few seconds, feel that stretch, come back down and shake it out. Again, up, hold for a few seconds, absorb the weight of your body through the palms and the feet, drop and shake it out. If you want more of a challenge, you're going to do the exact same thing. However, you're going to go all the way up to a full bridge so that your body is parallel to the floor. So in this position, I'm squeezing my glutes. I'm trying to push my hips right to the ceiling. I'm going to pause there for a few seconds, absorb that movement, and then come right back down and shake it out. I'm going to change angles so you see better. Tucked in, lift, press, exhale, form that bridge, and then come right back down. Up, press, very good, and right back down. Now keep going for those of you that's good enough. If you want more of a challenge, we're going to try to do this single-handedly. So one hand is in the chest, the other hand is propped in. You're going to press up and over and reach back like so. So from this position, I feel a huge stretch in the abdominals, and I have my glutes working overtime. From here, I bring the arm right back to the chest, and now I'm going to switch sides. So the other hand is now in position. Other arm is locked into the chest. I press up to the ceiling. Exhale, keep that arm straight. Reach back, and I'm going back and forth. So let's keep going for 20 seconds. You're either doing the single arm version, or you're doing the double arm version, or you're just lifting your hips up, absorbing the movement, coming right back down. You go at whatever pace you need to go, as long as you're under control, and take as much rest as you need in between reps. Quality over quantity. is the goal here. Very good. One more. 3, 2, 1, and time. Very good job. Shake that out, catch your breath. We're going to stay in the seated position. We're going to work on those hamstrings. So now, both legs are going to be straight. One leg is going to be tucked in, and you're going to put your hands underneath your hamstring and grasp your hands like this. From here, pull the thigh into the chest, and with the bent leg, you're going to extend as far as you can. Feel that stretch in that hamstring, and then come right back in. Extend, right back in. Now, most people will not be able to get a fully straight leg, so you might only be about 40 degrees. That's fine, that's all good. You go as far as you can. 5 more seconds. Extend and in. Extend and in. Perfect. Okay, now let's switch sides. I'm going to switch angles so you see better. One knee is tucked in, one leg is straight, hand is underneath the thigh, and I interlock my fingers or grasp over the palms. From here, tuck that knee in nice and tight. From here, extend that leg, feel that stretch in the hamstring, and then come right back down. Extend, and right back down. Now, if you want to feel more of a stretch, you can point the toes towards the face as you bring the leg up, and then bring the heel down to reset. And don't worry if you can't get a fully straight leg, that's fine. Just go all the way out to your limit, hold for a second, bring it right back in. Just feeling out that movement. 5 seconds. 5, 4, exhale, 3, 2, and relax. Very good job. Let's shake that out, grab a sip. We're gonna go up to the standing position for the last movement. So for this one, I'm going to change the angle slightly again, just so you see a little bit better. So we're going to work on our squat. So how this is going to work is you're going to have your feet about shoulder width apart. A little bit wider if you're taller, a little bit narrower if you're shorter, but you pick the width that is best for you. From here, you're going to bend over, push the bum backwards, and place your hands on your shins. So your chest is puffed up and you feel a huge stretch in that back of the thigh here. From here, bend the knees, put your forearms on the inside of your thighs, puff that chest up and sit down into a squat. Now from here, one hand is going to reach up, twist, come right back down. The other hand comes up, twist, right back down, and then re-extend the hips like so. You're just going to go back and forth between those positions. Now you're trying to keep all or most of the weight between the ball of your foot and your heel. Try not to go onto the toes as you squat down. For a lot of people, this is going to be a little stiff, so it's going to be a little hard to do this consistently. So if that's the case, if you can't get all the way down in a squat, just go as low as you can and place your hands on the floor like this, and then rotate as best you can from side to side. Once that's done, walk yourself up and re-extend the legs. Okay, we're going to try that again. So we grab as low as we can, keep the legs straight, bend the knees, forearms are on the inside of the thighs, puff that chest up nice and tall, open on one side, open on the other side, and then re-extend the legs. Feel that stretch in the hamstring. Let's do that 2 more times. 2 more times. Deep stretch, open, down, open, down, re-extend, perfect. And then all the way down, feel that stretch, push the knees away with your forearms, extend on one side, perfect, extend on the other side, perfect, bring the bum back up, feel that stretch in the hamstring, and then slowly stand up and relax. Grab a sip of water. We are done for the day. Very well done, everyone. That was 30 minutes of athletic mobility. We focused on the shoulders, the upper back, mid back, the hips, hamstrings, and the ankles, and everything in between. Thank you very much for taking part. Again, my name is Matt Zed. You can follow me on Instagram at ZED_FIT. Again, that's Z_fit. And I just want to reach out and thank the sponsors again for Rad Roller. They have excellent products, all about mobility, from yoga blocks to massage balls to foam rollers and everything in between. And they have a competition going on right now, or a promotion right now, which consists of their all-in mobility kit. So how this works is, all you need to do is 3 steps. You follow Impact Magazine Canada on Instagram, you follow Rad Roller Team on Instagram, and then you tag your friends on any of the Sweat Across Canada posts that they have. Now, the more friends you tag in the comment section, the higher likelihood it is of you winning that prize. So go ahead, give them a follow, tag all your friends, and share the word. Again, my name is Matt Zed from Toronto, Ontario, personal trainer, top 50 personal trainers in 2019 in Toronto, and a 2020 nominated trainer through Impact Magazine. Thank you so much. Give a follow to my Instagram at Z_fit. And I look forward to seeing you all for my next class, which will be in September. So stay tuned. Take care. Have a great weekend.